ನೂತನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಶಾಸನ ಸಚಿವ ಸಹದೇವ ಸಾಹು, ಸರಳ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಸದರ ಸದಸ್ಯಗಣೋ, कभी वो लेखकगणों, सम्मान्य अतिथिगणों, भाई भोनी माने समस्तकू नमस्कार. आदि कवि सरलादासंका सहतमो जन्मवार्षिकी पालन अवसर पर अपना मानन के गहनरे उपस्थिति होए मु आनंदित. यही कार्यक्रम आयोजना करदी बारू सरल साहित्य संसद को मोर अभिनंदन जनावुच्चु. Friends, I'm sorry I cannot speak to you in your mother tongue, the beautiful Odia. I'm happy to be amidst you today. The intellectuals of the two premier cities of Odisha, Bhubaneswar and Cuttack, and join the celebrations of the 600th birth anniversary of Adi Kavi Sri Sarladasi. I am equally happy to know that you are honoring my friend Sri Viswabhushan Harichandanji, Governor of Andhra Pradesh, with the prestigious Kalinga Ratna Award. He fully deserves this honor, and I congratulate him on this apt recognition of his long, rich contribution to the governance of the state as a legislator and as a minister. I am told the whole Odisha reveres Sarala Das ji as the father of the modern Odia language. To me, he appears to be a pioneer in democratizing literature, as he had used colloquial language as early as the 15th century. No reader needs to refer to a dictionary to understand what he says in his books, particularly the Mahabharata. It is not easy to communicate complex emotions and ideas in a simple language understood by all. This is indeed the hallmark of the great poets who have won the hearts of people. Sri Sarala Das ji is one such great luminary. His contemporary, the sage and poet Kabir Das, also encapsulated profound truths of life in simple folk Hindi, and is therefore quoted extensively today by people drawn from all segments of life. In Telugu, the great philosopher poet, believed to belong to a slightly later era, Yogi Vemana, also adopted a similar style, and his wise sayings have become part of the consciousness of the Telugus. I am drawing these parallels here to drive home the point that the greatest of poets in any language have this extraordinary ability to communicate in a simple style and leave a lasting impression on a wide cross-sections of readers. I consider the Odia Mahabharata written by Sarala Das ji to be truly unique. Vyasa's Mahabharata has been translated by many Indian authors, but Sarala Das ji rendering recreates the immortal epic in a style and diction that has endured to the entire Odia-speaking population. It is not only a literary work, but a rich source of information on socio-cultural and political history, as well as the geography of Odisha of that period. Undoubtedly, most of us consider Sarala Das ji as Adi Kavi, the first poet of Odisha, but he can also be described as Adi Itihasika, the first historian, Adi Varglover, the first geographer, and the first sociologist. The description of places, the graphic representation of festivals and events, and above all, the characterization of the people in the 15th century reflect his deep knowledge of various socio-economic aspects of his times. Sri Sarala Das ji was a great poet with a remarkable vision. He was a true Muni or a sage writer He introduces himself as a farmer by birth, Janme Krushikari, and admits with great humility of his ignorance of how a Dharma Granth or a scripture like Mahabharata is to be written. Na jane Shastra Vidhi. But his composition was not one of novice. It is indeed a masterpiece written in a meter that every closely mimics the flow of colloquial spoken Odia and uses words with Prakriti, Arabic and Persian origins. Communicating in the spoken or oral traditions with the readers, he earned the title of the father of Odia language. I have no hesitation after going through some of his writings that Sarala Dasji with his literary genius have enriched the Odia language and culture. Language and culture go together. No wonder Odia came to be recognized by the government of India as a classical language of India with Sarala Dasji standing as a beacon. I join you in paying my sincere respect to Sarala Dasji. I understand that Sarala Dasji's characterization of heroes and heroines in his Mahabharata has inspired many later authors to take character or two and wave a full novel around them. He became an inspiration to others. Sarala's woman characters are strong and endured with remarkable qualities of head and heart. They act with great courage and confidence. Even lesser known characters such as Hidimba and her son Ghatotkaja also get considerable attention in the work of Sarala Dasji. As I have said earlier, many authors have adopted a character or two to build the narrative of full-length novel. I need not remind the intellectuals here that we have in our midst Srimati Pratibha Ray, who has given a bold characterization of Draupadi in her Oriya classic Yajnaseni, which won her the coveted Jnanapita award. The grand literary tradition of Odisha is alive and vibrant because of such literary icons. Sarala Das Mahabharata draws upon the local context that makes his work so relevant to all Odiyas. We must always connect it with the local context. For example, one who makes a pilgrimage to Lord Jagannatha in Puri will notice Paitapan flag atop the Nirachakra disc at Jagannatha temple. The guide accompanying you will tell you that 8 Navakunjaras are carved on the outer circumference of the disc. Sarala Das Mahabharata has emphasized Navakunjara represents as a manifestation of Lord Vishnu. Significantly, no other vision of Mahabharata has this story. It is in the fitness of things that Sarala Das Sahitya Sansad, which is named after the great poet, is celebrating 600th birth anniversary of Sri Sarala Das. I once again congratulate my friend, great son of this great state, Sri Vishwabhushanji, who not only had an illustrious career in public service, but also is a noted author of several books. I am happy that Sarala Sahitya Sansad has given me this opportunity to visit this millennium historic city of Cuttack, which is emerging as a vibrant center of Odisha's cultural ethos. We should never forget our culture, our heritage, our history. The writers, the poets, and the historians from time to time, they should really recall the greatness of the culture and heritage and pass it on to the new generation, because we must always feel proud of our culture. The fact that popularity of the Mahabharata written by Sarala Dasji has now has not dimmed even after hundreds of years, shows the importance of writing and communicating in a simple colloquial language. In fact, I have been championing the cause of promoting the use of mother tongue in every state. The use of the mother tongue in every state is the need of the hour. Firstly, the medium of instruction up to primary school must be in the mother tongue or local language. Otherwise, you will not be able to bring out the creativity in the children. Many studies have already catalogued the advantage of studying in mother tongue during early schooling. Besides, the administration and the judiciary too should use the local language. People know Odia. If you communicate them in English, if you send them circulars, if you issue orders, what is the fun? They will not be able to understand. So one has to administer the state and the people in their mother tongue, in their local language. This is a must. Secondly, even our education, not only primary but also higher education also should be slowly taught in our mother tongue so that the original ideas of the children they will enrich. It is unfortunate because of the colonial rule. We are taught to learn English and think English is great. And without knowing English, you can't go up in life. One boy asked me, "Sir, you are saying mother tongue is good, but if you read in mother tongue and study in mother tongue, how do you go up?" I said that God has not put any restriction. Anybody can go up in any language. He said, that's this is out of position. I said, Rashtrapati Ji of India has studied in his mother tongue. Former President Dr. Abdul Kalam studied initially in his mother tongue. The Vice President, myself, also studied in a street school, never went to convent. Even the popular Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Bhai Modi, has not seen the convent, but still he became the Prime Minister of one of the most powerful, vibrant democracies in the world. So let us not have that illusion. Yes, learning English is useful at a later stage, but basically everyone should be familiar with the mother tongue, should feel proud to speak in mother tongue at home, with family, with relatives, and also with the neighbors. And then later you can learn Hindi, you can learn English, you can learn as many languages as possible. Nothing wrong. That's why I always say, mother tongue is like your eyesight. English is like your spectacles. If you have eyesight, the spectacles will work. Eyesight नहीं है तो आप रिबॉन ग्लास पहनने के बाद भी आपका जुबान से कुछ आएगा नहीं. So one has to understand this basic fact. And all great people, right from Rabindranath Tagore to Baba Sahib Ambedkar to Mahatma Gandhi to Swami Vivekananda to all great people, they all stressed the need to have early education in mother tongue. So we must see to it that we use our mother tongue. That's why even in Parliament, in Rajya Sabha, I am encouraging members to speak in their mother tongue 22 languages. You can speak in any language in Indian Parliament, Rajya Sabha, and that will be automatically translated. So this has to be the passion in the coming days that all of us should promote our children to study in mother tongue initially and later to switch on to other languages. Judiciary. Even in the courts, what the advocate argues, you don't know. What the judge is delivering judgment, you don't know. In Odia, advocate arguing in English and judgment is given in English. How do you communicate to the people? You have to really see to it that arguments are heard in Odia, judgments are delivered in Odia, and later it can be translated. Nowadays everything can be translated in no time. It is not so this thing. So, in the administration, in the judiciary, in the early schooling, use of mother tongue should be encouraged, and then if you use mother tongue in your poetry. If you use your mother tongue in your commentary, in your literature, you will be able to impress upon the people in a most effective manner. That's why Sarala Das ji has become very popular. My dear friends, another aspect is that is required to be encouraged by the intellectuals, educationalists, and all of us for that matter, parents and teachers, is the promotion of reading habit among today's youngsters. We must encourage them to read as much as they can. The habit of reading must be inculcated from a young age. This is imperative for their personality to develop and to wean away children from excessive use of gadgets. Schools should nurture this ability in children and make the fascinating world of books come alive in classrooms. Reading and writing should be inculcated by teachers to strengthen the foundation literacy. More authors should write books for children. These books should be written and illustrated keeping in view of the children's varying interests and abilities. I am sure the authors, the poets and other performing artists of Odisha will continue to enrich the rich cultural legacy they have inherited from literary pioneers like Sarala Das. I am happy today's this Sansad have organized this function and is felicitating the great son of this great state, Sri Viswabhushan ji, through this award. I wish the Sarala Sahitya Sansad all the very best in its future endeavors. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Vice President, Venkaiah Naidu, for your